Thanks to Novium for sponsoring today's video. Stick around to the end to find out how you can elevate your workspace with a Novium hover pen. 35 years ago, history was made when for the very first time we visited the farthest known major planet in the solar system, Neptune. The incredible journey was achieved by a spacecraft with about as much computing power as a calculator. But nonetheless, NASA's famous Voyager 2 spacecraft beamed back spectacular photos, revealing the magnificent ice giant in all its blue glory. So let's take a look at the closest images we have ever captured of one of the solar system's most elusive planets. You're watching V101 Space. My name's Rob, and if you enjoy my videos, then remember to subscribe and tap the notification bell to never miss an upload. In August 1977, Voyager 2 began its grand tour of the solar system, becoming the only spacecraft to visit all 4 of the outer planets. It arrived at Neptune in 1989, 12 years after its journey began, and as you can see from this mesmerizing footage captured by Voyager 2 as it approached Neptune, a magnificent world wrapped in blue bands of clouds revealed itself, like a blue-hued sibling of Jupiter. A massive slate-colored storm was seen to be raging through its atmosphere, and 4 previously unknown rings were spotted, along with 6 new moons. After a journey of 7.1 billion kilometers, Voyager 2's closest encounter with Neptune only lasted a few hours, but it did give us the greatest views of the planet ever achieved so far. When we think of Neptune, most of us will remember this famous Voyager 2 image, a portrait of the planet, showing its high white clouds, giant storms, and of course, its famous yet incorrect blue colour. In fact, Neptune is actually a far lighter greenish blue than the deep cobalt blue we have all come to recognise it by. But if you search the internet for other photos of this magnificent ice giant, then you will be disappointed. There are only a handful available. Something you may find surprising considering that Voyager 2 came as close as 4,950 kilometers to Neptune. It turns out, however, that the ice giant is not an easy target to photograph. On average, it is 30 times farther from the sun than we are, meaning it receives very little sunlight. And by the time Voyager 2 arrived there, after its encounters with the other outer planets gave it a gravitational boost, it was travelling at a blisteringly fast 27 kilometers per second, making this exciting encounter very brief. Sadly, because Voyager 2 was travelling so fast, and because Neptune receives only 0.1% the amount of sunlight that we do here on Earth, it made it very difficult to snap clear, non-blurry photos of the mysterious blue planet. But despite this, by firing the thrusters to rotate the spacecraft as it passed by, and taking some very long exposure photos, it did manage to beam back some of the closest images ever taken of Neptune. One of the most detailed close-up images was taken just 2 hours before Voyager 2 passed by Neptune. As you can see, it revealed long white cirrus clouds floating high up in the atmosphere. But these are not like the clouds we see on Earth. These are made of frozen methane. The cloud streaks stretch for thousands of kilometers parallel to Neptune's equator. Individual streaks are 50 to 200 kilometers wide, and you can even see shadows being cast onto the lower haze about 50 kilometers below. Even though Voyager 2 had visited all 4 of the outer gas planets, it took until arriving at Neptune before the first ever cloud shadows were seen, as this grainy image reveals. These high altitude clouds are short-lived and constantly changing. More recent observations, such as those from the Hubble Space Telescope for example, have shown that the clouds can form and dissipate relatively quickly, reflecting the dynamic nature of Neptune's wild atmosphere. Zoom out, and these thick white clouds can be seen scattered over the planet as they swiftly rotate around it. Below them, dark bands are visible, akin to Jupiter's atmosphere, but not as clear, as they seem to become lost in Neptune's blue haze. When this image was taken, powerful winds would have been whipping around the ice giant, in some places at speeds of 2,100 kilometers an hour. 3 times as fast as winds on Jupiter, in fact, and nearly 9 times faster than winds recorded on Earth. Voyager 2 discovered that Neptune has some of the most extreme weather in the solar system, and when the spacecraft passed by, it saw a perfect example of this. This is the closest image ever taken of the once raging storm named the Great Dark Spot, an oval anticyclone that resembled Jupiter's Great Red Spot. The enormous weather pattern was about the size of the entire Earth, and as you can see in this image, the interior seems to be relatively cloud-free, like an enormous black hole churning through Neptune's atmosphere. Why the storm is so dark isn't fully understood, but it is likely to do with certain particles darkening in the lower layers of Neptune. Why this happens, however, is a mystery. Winds around the Great Dark Spot were some of the fastest observed in the solar system, reaching speeds of up to 2,400 kilometers per hour. These high-speed winds contributed to the storm's dynamic and turbulent nature, as seen in this incredible footage. Once again, large white cirrus clouds can be seen high up that are slightly shrouding the dark and light regions of the storm as they undergo rapid changes in appearance. Unlike Jupiter's Great Red Spot, however, which has been raging for hundreds of years, Neptune's Great Dark Spot was only observed for a few years. The spot seemed to have vanished by the time the Hubble Space Telescope photographed Neptune in 1994, suggesting it was a temporary feature. But it wasn't just the Great Dark Spot that Voyager 2 discovered. To the south, another large feature named the Small Dark Spot can be seen. And if we look even closer, rotating clouds inside are visible this time, like a giant eye staring out into space. What causes these colossal vortex storms isn't fully understood, but it is likely driven in part by heating from within Neptune's mysterious core. As Voyager 2 passed by, it was also able to capture some stunning images of Neptune's south pole, due to the planet's tilt as it approached. This image doesn't reveal too much other than some high up bright clouds, but if you look carefully, you can see some kind of strange feature. By combining 5 different photos of this region to create a polar projection and enhancing the contrast, the feature suddenly can be seen. A strange hexagonal storm is churning there. One that resembles Saturn's hexagonal polar storm, in fact, which is so large nearly 4 Earths could fit inside of it. 35 years ago, a spacecraft designed with 1970s technology achieved one of humankind's greatest feats. It successfully visited all 4 of the outer planets, revealing them to us in all their magnificent glory. But although these images are not outdated in terms of their historic and scientific importance, with modern cameras, there is obviously the potential for far greater views of Neptune, similar to those that we see of Jupiter, for example. So perhaps it is time for a new Neptunian encounter, but will we ever go back? Unfortunately, as of 2024, there are no approved future missions to Neptune or Uranus, which are in fact the 2 most unexplored planets in the solar system. The problem with both of these planets is that they are so far away. Missions of this caliber require very good timing. With today's rockets and chemical propulsion, we need to use Jupiter's powerful gravity to slingshot us towards a faraway planet such as Neptune. A technique that was actually used to achieve the Voyager's Grand Tour mission all those years ago. That means that Jupiter must be in just the right place, which happens once every 12 to 13 years. The next window is in the early 2030s, so we have a long time to wait yet if we are ever going to once again see new close-up images of the mysterious ice giants. For now, the spectacular photos captured by the Voyager 2 spacecraft will have to do. But personally, I never get bored at looking at them, while wondering what might be happening deep within those magnificent blue clouds. Space exploration has inspired humankind for decades, leading to many fascinating inventions, some of which we can even own, such as Novium's hover pen, the sponsor of today's video. Voted as one of the best inventions of 2022 by Time, this is the Interstellar Edition hover pen, a unique, innovative, high-end product, a perfect pen for space fans like us. It has lots of impressive features that are a clear tribute to space and science, such as how the hover pen defies gravity, floating seamlessly in its specially crafted magnetic dock. It resists gravity at a 23.5-degree angle, which is the inclination of Earth's axis, and is made from aircraft-grade aluminium. Simply place this pen on your desk, set it spinning in its dock, and watch as it beautifully rotates like it's floating freely in space. I've had mine for a few weeks now and I love it. It feels balanced, comfortable to hold, and is great to write with. As you can see, I ordered mine in Space Black, but it comes in Starlight Silver, Mars Magma, and Neptune Blue. You can even upgrade to the Premium Edition, which is an 18-karat gold-plated version with a real meteorite shard embedded into the hover pen, connecting you even further with the wonders of our solar system. Novium also offer the Future Edition, a 2-in-1 fountain and rollerball pen with an interchangeable tip. A great option if you want even more of a luxurious and expressive writing experience. So if you're looking for a space-inspired, timeless gift for a loved one or yourself, then click on the link in the description and use my code V101 to get 10% off on all hover pens along with free worldwide shipping. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then remember to like and subscribe. If you want to explore the universe even further, why not click on this video? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.